Satisfactory is an amazing game, and I've built a lot of factories over the years. I've started and restarted the game many times. At the start of the game, I have a list of things I do to get set up and running. This list has changed and evolved as the game has grown. Here are my list of best start tips for Satisfactory. Hi, it's Drax. This is the part at the beginning of the video that everyone skips. For those of you that didn't jump forward, enjoy watching and listening. Might you consider supporting me further by visiting my Ko-fi or clicking on the join button on this video? Alright, that's it. Back to the video. Disclosure. I am not an expert on all things factory building. In this video, I will share with you some of the tips I've found useful over the years. In sharing these tips, I hope to help new and returning players alike. Here they are, in no particular order. When starting the game, you're offered the choice of a start location. Is there a best start location? I don't think so. I think where you start is personal preference. Yes, some areas lend to a harder start than others. If you're worried that you might miss something by starting in one location over another, don't worry. By the end of the game, you'll have seen almost the entire map. I am not a fighter. Yes, I play fighting games from time to time, but when playing Satisfactory, I just want to build a factory. You can change the creature hostility in Satisfactory. First, press Escape, then click on Options and Gameplay. At the top, you'll see Creature Hostility. You have three choices: Default, which means the beast will attack, then the passive setting means no fighting at all. Lastly, Retaliate, which means they'll leave you alone unless you hit them first. Note, these options can be changed at any time, even while in the game. Since we're in the options menu, there's one other change I'll make when it comes to creatures in Satisfactory. There are spiders, they are scary, and I do not like them. So you can turn on arachnophobia mode. It turns the spiders into cats, and it's one of my favorite parts of the game. The meow noise and the cute cat picture takes the sting out of those scary spiders. The first building you will place is the hub. Here's the important thing to know about the hub. Its location, like most things in this game, is not permanent. Don't worry about where you place it, just find a flat area and build it. If you find out 15 minutes later it wasn't right, deconstruct it, build it again. You'll move the hub many times. Many times. The hub has storage, it's not much, and it comes in handy at the start of the game. The thing to remember about the storage is that when you deconstruct the hub, the contents of the storage are transferred to you. So, if you don't have enough room, it will dump it on the ground. It's not a big deal, but it's something to be aware of. I've run off so many times, leaving the extra box on the ground. The hub has an inside. Yep, right through here. See these lockers? You can customize your character here. This is a tip for me because I always forget it's in there. Now, while the customization of your character is not going to make you a better factory builder, you're gonna look really cool doing it. In the build menu under Special and Workstations, you'll find the crafting bench and the equipment shop. Both of these can be placed anywhere in the world and fall under the build and then build again category. I try to place the equipment shop somewhere with ease of access. As for the crafting bench, yes, there's one inside the hub, but this is an extra one. You'll build this one from time to time when you're out in the world. Let's say you're building something cool, you've run out of cable. You build a crafting bench and handcraft a couple of cables to finish. I love the simplicity of building and deconstructing these crafting benches. It's one of my favorite parts of the game. Gathering resources is a big part of the game. At the start, you'll have a couple of portable miners in your inventory. Before I go out wandering, I make a couple more portable miners. There are 3 starting resources: iron, copper, and limestone. With the extra miners crafted, I head out to each node and place them. More miners means more resources, which of course means more screws! You will do a lot of handcrafting at the start of the game. And remember, it's not supposed to be fun. The game wants you to start the automation process. What the hell with it? I'm going to handcraft all of these screws. Honestly though, you'll be handcrafting items throughout the game. There's no shame. There are 2 words in Satisfactory that have a negative connotation: dirt building and clipping. I'm here to tell you that both are okay. The only reason I start building on foundations is because it's just easier to get around. I love the dirt building, and as far as clipping, I'm pro clipping. It just doesn't bother me. If you're not clipping the belt, you're not trying. This tip seems straightforward, but I think it needs to be shown. When making production lines, I always add a storage box at the end. At the start of my factory, all machines empty into a storage box, and in the mid-game, there's one in between the start and the finish of the production line. You're going to need extra parts from time to time, and this just makes it easy to grab them. Remember, trees and shrubs never grow back. Once you remove that perfect tree, it's gone forever. So, if you're a person who likes a little nature in the middle of your factory, be careful with that chainsaw. The berries are the red fruits you see growing throughout the world. If you see them, pick them and save them. Do not eat them. These berries are how you tame doggos, and doggos give you cool stuff. I always have a sack of berries on me. You never know when you're gonna find a doggo and need to tame it. I love these little guys. Power is a constant struggle in the game. Early game, it's especially hard. Your early game option for power is to gather grass and wood in mass. You then turn that into biomass and then biofuel. However, you can make it a bit easier. I set up a small production line to create biofuel to feed into the burners. These 2 storage crates feed into the constructors, one for grass and one for wood. Now you just need to collect up some wood and grass and then drop them into the storage containers. The factory does the rest. This saves you some time and keeps the power flowing. My final tip, and the most important, is this: everything will be rebuilt. Satisfactory is a game of building, rebuilding, and building again. This is the normal state of play. Nothing is permanent, and part of your factory will just be temporary. As I'm building, in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, I'll come back later and fix this or improve that part over there. I love this about the game. There's my list of start tips for Satisfactory. Do you have a tip or 2 for me? Share them in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
The video's over. Now it's time for you to do your part. Follow, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.